Hello and welcome back to another trade recap. My name is Brendan and I'm super happy to have you. Today we're going to go over my DraftKings trade from this morning, a trade that brought me 64.15% return in just 13 minutes. So let's go ahead and kick off this intro and get into the video. Okay, so today's trade on DraftKings. All right, let's get into it. So today's trade brought me a beautiful return of 64.15%. Beautiful trade for something that I was only in for 13 minutes. That's pretty good. A lot of times to get those bigger percent returns, you probably have to be in that trade maybe 20 to 30 minutes to get, depending on the stock, the day and the volume and whatnot. But for today being the day after Thanksgiving on a Friday, which means options are 0 days till expiration, that's pretty good. No complaints on this trade at all. So right off the bat, I think I've explained this multiple times on my other videos, but I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing it. Just as a reminder, this is not my view when I am trading. I am on the flexible grid. So what I was seeing at the time was this. One bigger chart and the rest are stacked up on each other. I think I had Neo in this one, DraftKings, and then Facebook. So DraftKings and Facebook was the two that I grabbed this morning because they were showing me some sort of setup, maybe bouncing off demand, maybe news or something jumped out at me. So I go ahead and just grab two out of this, out of all the options that look good. And then I go over to trade and I put them in my active trader. Okay, whoops. So, boom. I'll have DraftKings up here, the 5-minute, a 2-minute, or 1-minute chart. And then I have the options plus active trader over here. Same thing with Facebook. So, let's go ahead and just blow this up in a bigger chart and get into it. So, DraftKings for the day on this 5-minute chart opens here and experiences a big drawdown. So at some point, this candle looked like this, just a full red bar. Excuse me. So, not really. I'm not really paying a whole. I'm looking at all, like I said, at all my other charts, and then when I noticed that it had a move back up, this thing experiences pressure back to the upside. The buyers stepped in on DraftKings, and something I did not have a demand line here anywhere on this chart for this morning, like nowhere near here. So I'm wondering what's going on. Where's this buying pressure coming from? Am I missing some sort of demand here? Some sort of support line that I should have here that I don't. So I go ahead quickly and I pull this thing out, and okay, I'm starting to see it. I see that pre-market DraftKings held this $51 area as support. It made its move. It started down here pre-market, made its move up, came down a little bit, and it held, and then it kept going up to give DraftKings a gap up from previous day to start. And if you look even further into the previous day, DraftKings was had resistance supply at this $51 mark as well. Okay, DraftKings came up few times during the day to that $51 mark. Boom, rejected, and came back down, and that was it for the day. So it's now using old resistance as boom, new support. Okay, so this $51 mark is showing strong significance this morning because it has used that level multiple times. So now I'm taking a look at DraftKings. I go, okay, I see it. I'm looking at time and sales. I'm looking at this volume, beautiful volume, strong. And now I'm watching this next candle. Now, a couple things. First off, I use the 9 EMA paired with my VWAP, which is this purple line. And when the 9 is crossed above, it's showing me a sign of bullishness. And when it's crossed below, it's showing me some sort of momentum to the downside. So the 9 is up there, and it's even just, even with this big drop in the first 5 minutes of the market open, I've still got the 9 crossed above my VWAP. So I'm liking it so far. And we've got support down here. 51 actually. We've got a support at 51 area. In a bottoming tail, price gets driven back up. So I'm starting to see some buying pressure. The following candle, I'm not in this trade, right? So I'm not in the trade yet. Like I've said before, you need the first step in order to climb the stairs. Okay? Do not try to jump in on that first 5-minute candle if you've got nothing to base off today's activity off of. Just because you see price, if you say I had this support level, this $51 support level marked before, ahead of time, and I see price come down here, no, do not buy. You don't know what this thing's going to do. What if it closes here and continues its move back down? You don't know. Wait for some confirmation. Wait for time in sales. Wait for color takeout. Okay, green takes out red here. Boom. Oh, buying pressure here. Here's a bottoming tail. Boom. Do this. Okay, cool. Do not trade what you think is going to happen. What you think can kill you. Okay, there's no thinking in this. So now I'm watching this green candle, and at some point this one looked like this. And at this point, we're above VWAP. We've experienced buying pressure, and most of this candle has taken out the red to its left. I go long on this candle. Boom. This was more of an anticipatory entry. I got in a little bit lower. It made a tiny move up, and as you can see, it pulled back on me. Okay, which is no big deal. Why? Because here's where my stop loss is. I'm placing my stop loss underneath this candle's bottoming tail. Okay, the stop loss was not P&L, profit loss percentage. It wasn't based on how much money I'm down. Okay, it wasn't based on any of that. Stop loss should be based on price action, based off of the candle that you're basing your trade off of. Okay. If you are doing your stop loss on simply the fact that it's down 10%, it's down $10, it's down 50%, you're down $100, that's not necessarily correct. Now, if you want to manage how much money you are going to lose per trade, then you need to know how much money you are putting in. Okay, so if you are going to place a trade and it's going to cost you $500, know that that is your total amount that you can lose. If that's the case, base your trade on that, especially if you're trading options. If you're trading options and you're putting in a trade that costs you $500 and you're not willing to lose $500, that's the problem you're really having. Okay, I've had people ask me, well, how do you do your stop loss based on percentage, based on no. I know what I'm risking already. Okay, if you are putting in that much, and if you put in $500 a trade and you see it come down to $100, and that's not okay with you, then you've put too much in. You should know your risk the second you get into the trade. It's easy. It tells you. You can do it in your head. Okay, this option cost $1 per contract, and I'm buying 5 of them. Do the math. Know how much you're risking. Okay, that's your risk management by the dollar. That's it right there. That's easy. Okay, what we're doing though is we're basing it structurally. Okay, where Okay, if price closes 2 times below my support, that's going to be my stop loss. If price closes below the low of this candle that I'm basing my trade off of, that is my stop loss. Okay, so that's my rant on stop loss. So yeah, pullback doesn't bother me because that's my stop loss. So this candle, yes, was at some point up here, and I went long and it came back a little bit. No problem. Okay, that's no problem. I'm sitting through it and get a decent sized candle. I like this. I like the way this closes. Okay, that's good, beautiful. And then boom. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now, here's the thing about big candles like this. On the intraday charts, if you get big candles like that, big surges, oftentimes there will be a reversal, a big 180. These massive candles can have pullbacks. Sometimes they don't. A lot of times, if news comes out, like a big catalyst news, DraftKings is buying Apple. Like, this is gonna go huge, have a tiny candle, and keep going huge because that's such huge news. Okay, but this is just big news without. This is just a big candle without any massive news coming out yet. So, I am taking profits now on this surge. My percent return is going up. It's looking really good. I want to start taking profits. I don't want to get caught in losing my premium on this pullback and, take the chance of this coming back and retesting. So I am taking profit. I took like 90%. I took like 90% of my contracts off. I took profit and left some to see if I can get any more room to the upside. So really, I took profit about up here on DraftKings. Left some to see if they can make any more movement, just in case, this does have more life to it. It moves up a little bit, and the second I saw some movement down, I just went ahead and killed it. So, as it started to creep down just a little bit, I saw a little flicker. I said, I'm killing it. Took my final profits. And actually, no. Let me rephrase that, because I think I actually took profits, my first set of profits, lower. I know that for a fact because I know with the that the second profit taking the price was higher. So the profits I took, the first 90% were about down here. And then the second one I took was right here before it completely turned red. So I left some to run. They ended up giving me a little bit more money, and that was my trade on DraftKings. Okay, simple as that. Quick recap again, just a speed one. DraftKings was finding support on this $51 area. We get the bottoming tail. Let me go ahead and zoom in. You get the bottoming tail based off of that support area. Cool. Let me try to get rid of that. There we go. And then, cool. I'm not in yet. Wait for signs of bullishness. I've got the 9-day above my VWAP. Next candle opens, takes out majority of the red. I go long. Boom. Stop loss down here. Doesn't even get near it. And then we just take flight. Boom. To the upside. Beautiful. And out. Layered exit. And that was my trade on DraftKings today. Let me know if you have any questions. You can go ahead in the comments. You can DM me on Instagram at Stock Hustle. Let me know if this helped you out. Any questions that you have, please feel free to give me some feedback. So 64% return on this trade, 13 minutes DraftKings. The day after Thanksgiving, 0 days till expiration. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.